Alright guys, what is up? So if I sound a little bit off today, that is going to be strictly because I'm a little bit sick. I'm just getting over sort of a fever and a cold and everything. But other than that, today what we're going to be going over is a little bit of the setup I run in Payday 2. And we're going to get into that in a moment. First, I have a little disclaimer, not related to Payday 2 at all. The disclaimer is going to be about Steam, actually. So I posted my Steam trade link in, I believe, the past 2 or 3 videos. And so the thing I want to talk about with that is that please do not send me scam trade links. They don't work. They're not going to work for me. Like, I'm not going to click on them, you're not going to take my account. And I know that the majority of the people who watch my channel, they don't care. Like this isn't an issue for them because they're not actively trying to scam me, but we've had some bad apples, so I just wanted to put that out there that if you do send a sketchy link and not just hey, how are you doing, or a trade, then I'm gonna kind of have to block you. That's just how it goes. So yeah, that aside, we're gonna get right into it, and we're gonna get into the sort of the build I use, some weapons and everything. And I apologize in advance, there might be a little bit of lag because obviously we're having to render all of these effects, we're having to render the game and OBS, so let's get right into it. So the main character I use right now is Sokol, the Russian heister, and we're just going to go piece by piece and get into what I basically call the suit build, because as you can see we're not wearing armor. I never wear armor. I in fact didn't even know that armor was a thing until I was like an insanely high level. So as you can see, we're 96. We have not hit infamy yet. I'm planning on hitting infamy soon, but we haven't done it yet. But yeah, we'll go through everything, and we'll go on how to make a suit build if you're so inclined. I don't know why you would. I mean, it's good. It's a good build, but yeah. So this is not going to focus on like primary builds, like your dodge build, your fucking get up close and do shit build. This is just my build that I've nicknamed the suit build. So enough of me rambling. Our character here is Sokol. Our mask, I just use the collateral sunglasses because I think those just fit with the two-piece suit. Or is that that might be a three-piece suit. I don't know. I usually go in with the trip mines because they're the best. Again, none of this really is going to make a difference. We have the buzzer here. The buzzer is actually important for this build because you need something to be able to tase people with. And I'll get into that in a bit, but it's basically to tase people with to get them over to your side. And then have them fight for you. Now, secondary I bring is always Molotov cocktails. Because you're, let's just go through the options here and I'll sort of explain. So, all these axes, the javelins, the shurikens, these are just throwing stuff. You don't really need these. Like, there's really no point to any of these. Same thing with throwing cards. There's really no point in them other than just vanity, just kind of looking cool while you take someone down. Dynamite, it's effective, but at the end of the day, you're just making an explosion. You could possibly take out civilians or whatever. Hand grenades, again, they roll. They're not going to hit your target. I believe these are concussion grenades. These would be good, but I just don't use them because I don't usually do silence. I don't usually do that whole sort of thing, and I don't need a couple of extra seconds to concuss someone. Ace of spades. Again, I said throwable. Throwables are not interesting. The hef grenade. So I actually didn't even know this was a thing. Let's see. So even though the original frag grenade is still in use, the sleek design. So it's literally just a new grenade. Yeah, we don't use that. Again, it'll roll. It's a ball. Incendiary grenade. Now this I'd be tempted to use because it sets things ablaze. But I'll get into why I wouldn't use this in a second. And of course we have the Matryoshka grenades. And those I have used on occasion, but mainly just for the vanity because you twist the head, it makes like an egg timer sound, and then you throw it. And they're a fun time to be had all around. But they're not really a serious weapon. Now the Molotov. The thing with the Molotov is that it lights the ground on fire. So you can light this, hold it, and then either smash on the ground in front of you, toss it on an arc. And I'm doing all these hand motions. I really wish I had a camera to actually film all these with. But yeah, this is primarily what you want to use, because you can just get fire spread out, and assuming you have all of your civilians in one place, they cannot get lit on fire. And it's just a really good idea to have them around. Because basically why I use these as opposed to other grenades is because they'll stick your targets in one spot, so either they can't reach you, you can't reach them, or contrary, they'll run through the fire and get lit on fire, and it'll make you easier to just shoot them with a pistol, whatever. We have Stoics Hip Flask. I never saw the point in this. I've used it like one time. Pocket ECMs. Pocket ECMs are good, but at the same time, I don't fucking care. It's a pocket ECM. You can use it for a bunch of cool stuff, but really I just never got into using them because I don't really go that route. I mean, I know you can place them on like ATMs and get the money out, but it's just not worth it. Smoke bombs. I guess you could use it, but I just don't see the point where you could take a weapon that can do damage and do the same thing. Gas dispenser, that's literally just a vape, come on. And then the injector, I could see how this would work, but then again, doesn't do any damage. And I think sacrificing grenades is a big problem. So with all those out of the way, we can get to the guns in a second, but what I want to get to is the sets I use and all the perks I have. And so people can take for this what they may, but I have the Combat Doctor with Basic, I have the Quick Fix Basic, I have the, Combat Medic Aced. And these are all good. And we'll go down the line. So this says I can deploy 2 Doctor Bags, which is good. This one says I can decrease your first aid kit and doctor deploy time by 50. Now this is really, really good. Because the thing people don't get is it takes a long fucking time to deploy a doctor bag. And if you're getting hit constantly like I do by cloakers and shit, then you don't really want to have to waste the extra couple of seconds, extra 50 seconds in this case, or extra whatever the time is, minus 50%. You don't have to waste that extra 50% deploying a fucking doctor bag to heal your crew. That could be the difference between life and death. And then this is just damage reduction, 30% damage reduction for 5 seconds, both after and during reviving another player. So if I'm playing with other people and I revive one of them, I get a damage reduction bonus. And it also gives them 30% more health. So that's very useful. And I should say there are some that I don't have yet, that I do want to have. So like I want to have a lot of these aced. But let's see, Joker. This is a very, very important one for the build. So this is I can convert a non-special enemy on my side. So essentially cops, you can just get the gun on them. So get to the fucking floor. And this is after you've wounded them. So if you want to use this effectively, I'd recommend shoot them in the leg. They'll be stunned by it, but they won't die. And then you can get them on the ground, convert them to your side, good to go. And this is very useful in like bank heists or anything where you need to watch the drill. Like constantly just watch the drill, because then you have the other 3 people on your team fighting, plus this one person. And so we do not have that aced yet. We have Forced Friendship. And now this is another good one, because you can increase your cable ties and you can tie hostages 75% faster. Tell me how that wouldn't be a good idea. Now, we also have Aggressive Reload and Ammo Efficiency. I might actually get this one home. Need 3 hot. No. So, Aggressive Reload increases reload speed with SMGs, assault rifles, and sniper rifles by 15%. This is 100% worth it, because with Aggressive Reload, you can have a really fast mag, and then you can have a really fast reload speed, all making it so that it only takes a couple of seconds at most to jam the clip in on like the AK with a really nice mag. We have Rifleman. I'm going to start to go through these faster. Your snap to zoom is 100% faster with all weapons. Very useful because I can just get on target immediately, shoot, done. Marksman Basic, owned. You gain 8 weapon accuracy with all SMGs, assault rifles, and sniper rifles fired in single shot mode. This is very useful because I use a lot of weapons in a single shot mode. And again, we'll go over those weapons in a bit. Stable shot, 8 weapon stability and 19 weapon accuracy when aced. So we have both of these. This just puts it, like, I would recommend everyone gets these because you have to put less money into the weapons you buy to get the perks. And we'll go to Enforcer. We have Underdog. When 3 or more enemies within 18 meters are targeting you, you receive a 15% damage bonus that lasts for 7 seconds. Now this is useful because I didn't mention what I use this build for. I use this build to get up very close and to just tank damage from all around. So I have a bonus to where I don't take too much damage, and a bonus to where I can get really close to you to just put you out of your misery. And so we have Iron Man. Total armor value is increased by 30%. I don't wear armor, so that's fantastic. We have Shock and Awe. Increases armor recovery rate for you and for your crew by 25%. And this is going to be the whole skill tree, to where you're kind of going to see where it basically makes you a tank. We have the Basic of Bullseye, owned. Regenerate 5 armor faster for every successful headshot. This cannot occur more than once every 2 seconds. I fumbled over my words there. We got Die Hard. Take 50% less damage when interacting with objects. Very nice, because I often have to do stuff while I'm fixing safes, or do stuff while I'm picklocking the safe, or do stuff while I'm doing other stuff. And we got this Transporter. Transporter is a fucking must-have. Like, this is definitely a must-have, because you can throw bags just so much longer. If you're new to this game, get this fucking perk. You're gonna, like, other people will hate the game because they can't throw the bags as far, but with this you can get like halfway and just throw it into the van. You're good to go. And then we have Resilience, Resilience. I'm an idiot. And we have Basic, and we have the Ace version, so it increases your armor recovery rate by 15, and it reduces the visual effect duration of flashbangs by 75%. So I just have this Ace because it's kind of interesting, because if anyone throws a flashbang, I want to be prepared for that. But this is the main tree that you're going to need to make it into a tank. We also have the basics, like the portable saw. So it unlocks the portable saw for use as a secondary, and then if you ace, that'll give you a second blade, or a third blade rather. And then we have the basic scavenger. So your ammo box pickup range is increased by 50. So I can not only tank your shots, I can not only get up close to you and get paid for getting up close to you, but now I can also get more ammo from you. So you can see where this starts to kick off a little bit. Now we have third law. That's just so I can place sentries with the cost reduced to 5%. I don't really use sentries, so this is essentially useless. We have more firepower. You get 1 more shape charge. This is worth it, because with shape charges you can put them on safes, you can put them on anything, but a lot of them will require a lot of charges. So having more charges is better. Also, pardon me, I'm going to take a sip of my monster here because it's like fucking very early in the morning. Yeah, also talking at this speed makes me quite fucking parched. Also, if you guys want to see actual footage, look up a guy by the name of Connor Shaw. I believe that's his YouTube username, is Connor Shaw, and he does Payday 2 content, and just he just does like Payday 2 content, and is just a really good person overall. I'd recommend giving them some love. Just a really cool person. So yeah, with that out of the way, we'll go to the basic. Your drill and saw timer is decreased by 15%. and that's Drill Sergeant. So that's like it's almost like that's like how I pronounce it normally. That's like the Boston way of saying it. Fucking Drill Sergeant. But and then of course Ace, your drill and saw timer is decreased by an additional 15%. You need this. This is basic fucking math. You obviously need stuff that decreases the time because nobody wants to deal with a long drill. Got a hardware expert. Again, another one you need, which is you fix drills 25% faster, decreases trip mine deploy time by 20%. Drills and saws are also silent. Civilians and guards must see a drill in order to become alerted. So, that's a really, really, really good one. I actually might get this one later. This fire control. Steady grip, again. This is just easy. I'm gonna ace that right now. Boom, done. Can't I ace this one as well? Oh no, I don't have 8 points. But yeah, so with this one we have right now is we have the steady grip. What do you call it? I'm blanking. We have the steady grip just here. So in the oppressor category. So we gain 8 weapon accuracy, which can be really good. And then for aced, you get 16 weapon accuracy, which is very nice. And so you have just a lot of accuracy. So you can see where these are leaning. These are sort of leaning into the category of getting stuff done and having a lot of accuracy and a lot of stuff that I don't have to spend a lot of money on. Also, people can feel free to skip ahead at any point. Like, you don't have to watch this whole fucking thing. I'm just rambling here. But let's see, we have Nimble, to where you gain the ability to disable one camera from detecting you and your crew. It lasts 25 seconds. I believe that's the one where you put the sheet over the camera, and it basically reads off that for a little bit. Now we have Sixth Sense. So you gain the ability to automatically mark enemies with a 10-meter radius after standing still for 3.5 seconds in stealth. This is very useful to know where people are. And then we have this aced. So you gain access to all insider assets. Cleaning costs after killing a civilian are decreased by 75. And since I like to go on loud, this is a must-have. And we have Chameleon, also aced. Increases the time before you start getting detected by 25% while in casing mode. This is worth it. And then again, the ace version is you can pick up items while in casing mode. You can also gain 30% more value to items than the cash that you pick up. Also have duck and cover. Your stamina regenerates, starts regenerating 25% earlier and 25% faster. You also sprint 25% faster. Again, it's to get out of situations. So if someone is really close to you and starting to break your armor, you can get out there fast. And then we have Second Wind, basic skill. When your armor breaks, your movement speed is increased by 30 for 5 seconds. So that means my means my movement speed is almost always increased. We also have the perk Gun Nut. And this is a good one to have because all magazines are increased by 5. It decreases the time it takes to draw and holster pistols by 33%. Again, very, very useful to have. And 8 weapon accuracy with all pistols. Very good. So you're not only accurate, but you can get them out fast. And then we got 9 lives. 50% increase to your bleed out health, so you can stay dead for longer. And by that I mean you can stay downed for longer, and people can come to your rescue. Okay, so now we have running from death. You can reload and swap weapons 100% faster after being revived. And then let's see, the ace version is you can move faster for 10 seconds, 30% faster to be exact. After being revived, you can start going even faster. Take 30% less damage for 10 seconds after being revived, and you receive 40% more health from being revived. Swan Song, this is the good one. Instead of getting downed instantly, you gain the ability to keep fighting for 3 seconds with a 60% moving penalty. Does not trigger fall of fire damage. I think the perk of Swan Song is also if you shoot somebody, you get up. And then this one, when you get down, you have a 15%. You have a 15% chance to instantly get revived. And then Messiah. This is the one I was talking about. Messiah. While in a bleed out, you can revive yourself if you kill an enemy. So basically, instead of having to take a doctor's bag or anything, you can literally just find a really easy enemy to kill and just shoot them, and then you'll get right back up like nothing happened. So, with all these out of the way, I'm gonna hit the vape one time. And let's move on to the perk deck. Yeah, we get it. I have a lot of points. So I use the muscle perk deck. Now, people might disagree on which one is the best. I don't care. But this is 10% more health, increases headshot damage by 25, 50% more likely to be targeted when you are close to crew members, and you gain 10% more health. So that one's mainly for the health, also because they'll aim at me and then I can shoot them. You gain 1% concealment, you get 15 movement speed while wearing armor, you get 45% more experience when you complete days and jobs. Again, all worth it. 20% health, increases your ammo pickup rate, increases your ammo pickup to 135 in the normal pickup rate. Disturbing the peace, it can spread, my weapons can spread panic, that's very good. You do 5% more damage, does not apply to melee damages, etc. Increases your doctor bag interaction speed by 20%, again, worth it. 800-pound gorilla. You get 50 or 40% more health, so I essentially have like 3 times the health of a normal person, and probably a little bit more health than someone with armor. So you regenerate 3% of your life every 5 seconds, and then deck completion bonus, your chance of getting a higher quality item during a payday is increased by 10%. That is bullshit. You literally, it does not matter. Like, if you want to buy that perk specifically so that you can get like safes or anything, yeah, don't buy it. I literally don't get safes, like, ever. So yeah. But let's see here. So now we can get on to, I guess, crew management is the last one we'll do, and then we'll do guns. So crew management, the crew I run varies. But we mainly have Jimmy here, we have Scarface, and then we have Sydney. I'm actually going to swap Jimmy out for Bodhi real quick if I can find him. Just because I'd much rather have Bodhi on the team than Jimmy. Jimmy's kind of a cokehead. So we're gonna choose, where the fuck is Bodhi? We're gonna choose Bodhi, we're gonna choose Sydney, and we're gonna choose Scarface. So as you can see, there's our team. Now we can get into weapons. Now, I've sold off a lot of my weapons. I've sold off a lot of them to make this bare bones. So, first one, Gallant Rifle. If it could get into it, that would be great. First one, Gallant Rifle, nothing special here. Silencer, laser that fucking doesn't work ever, and your mag pouch. So this is really good for up close quarters or for sniping, either way. And obviously it will vary depending on if you want to put a scope on it. I just don't put a scope on it because I like using it for close range. There's not a lot of ammo there, but it'll work, so that's mainly for things where I know I'm only going to have to fire a few shots, but they're going to need to be accurate. Now let's look at the strike pistols. So the Akimbo strike pistols. So obviously we have the bigger mags in there, and I think that's literally all I did to them. But regardless, very nice pistols. These are full auto, 2 pistols, and very low detection risk. Go watch it. If I put them on there, it went from 46 to 10 for detection risk. Next we have the Grom sniper rifle. So this is basically just a Dragunov. And this, all I really did to it, I believe, was iron sights. because I really don't like the big ass scope. So like, where's it? Let's go to sights here. I think this is the one I had on it before. Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever one comes stock with it. I don't think it's this exact one, but it's a huge scope that just nobody needs. And then, of course, we have my mainly used weapon, the Car 4 rifle. And so, as you can see, this thing is heavily modified. We have the laser, we have the flashlight, we have the big-ass silencer. And then we have the, what is this called? Let's call it an AGOG sight because that's what I'm used to from Modern Warfare, but I think it could be a Vortex. And we have the custom grip, we have a stock here. All around, just a very good build. Runs silently, has enough ammo. And that's just your main one. And then, of course, when you want to go loud, and you want to make sure you're going to go fucking loud, this is what you want right here. Your minigun. Now, a lot of people have the bigger minigun. I prefer this one because it's nice and small, and literally the other one has no advantage. And again, there are boosts you can get for it. You can get lasers, but let's be honest, it's a minigun. What the fuck am I gonna need a boost for? Like, maybe, yeah, you can shorten down the barrel, make it kind of look like a Nerf gun, but yeah, you don't need it. Now, let's just look at the contractor here real quick. Now, this one I just made the other day. It's got a custom grip. It's got the, I believe, custom magazine and optics. And a silencer, of course. And this is supposed to be a sniper rifle, but what I've modified it for is for making precision shots. So much like the Gallant rifle here. So much like this, it's just for taking very, very precise silent shots. But you can also use it in open combat too. I just wouldn't recommend it. And then of course we have the AK-17 rifle. So we'll just look at this real quick. So this is the one I was talking about earlier when I mentioned big magazines, like big magazines. Or not, I'm an idiot, not big magazines, fast magazines. This is the one where I mentioned fast magazines because this one has the ability to rip it out and replace it. So this thing can go through ammo really fast and you can get back on target really fast because it takes mere seconds to reload. And as you can see, it's got the custom stock, it's got the custom grip, it's got the custom silencer, and it's got the custom optic, which I believe is the surgeon's sight, and then we have the laser. Because I really don't like having to toggle to get my stuff. Now this is, I think, just a variant of the golden one, which I actually want to get real quick. Where is it? Yeah, we have an AK, but where's my golden AK? How much is this gonna cost me? Fuck it. Let's just look at this real quick. Fun fact, I impulse purchase a lot. Like with all these guns, I heavily impulse purchase. But I impulse and then I test them out, and then if they don't work, I sell them. So let's preview this. Now that is nice. Now I remember in practice, because I've had one of these before, it's not that interesting of a gun. Like, it really isn't. But I mean, it's worth it just for the gold alone. Like, I'd probably throw a silencer on here if I had one. Actually, no, I'll use this as a loud gun. The tactical Russian handguard, what is that? Sorry, I'm getting off topic, but you know, new gun. See, I really hate this. I really hate that it changes the gun. I would have thought they could just put the mag bolt thing on there. Fuck it, I'll just run this one stock. I don't give a shit. But yeah, so let's go on to the pistol section. So for pistols, we have a lot. A hell of a lot. Sorry, my throat's getting extremely parched from all this excitement, which I'm not giving off. So mainly, we have our rocket launcher here. I did not mean to equip that, but whatever. So this is just the standard Soviet rocket launcher. I used to have this skin for it, which I read this, like I can read this in Russian, it doesn't really mean anything. I forget, like, because I can read certain things in Russian, other things I kind of have to look up. I remember I had to look this up and it literally didn't mean anything important. So, yeah. If you have Russian teammates, don't use that weapon. And of course we have the Cobra submachine gun. I literally bought this yesterday because it's actually a decent sidearm. So it is a small mag and everything, but it's decent. I put the big suppressor on there. And I would put the folded out stock so it looks like this. But yeah, it kind of didn't work out. So we're going to clear that preview. But yeah, all we've got on there is the big ass, whatever it's called, big is better suppressor. And we have a laser. And I like the way they did this because it all fits as one cohesive piece. Now, we have the saw. Actually, I'm going to put this back as my equipped. We have the saw, and the saw is an interesting thing because it's not really a weapon, it's just made to, I mean, you can use it as a weapon, but it's mainly made to saw through things. So very important. We have the 5.7 AP. Now this is what you want. Like, genuinely, this is a gun that I've really started using a lot because it has armor-piercing rounds. So it's very powerful for the cheap price point. I don't even know if it's still a cheap price point, but it was a cheap price point when I got it. Yeah, $145, so it's a pretty cheap gun. And of course, who would I be without a Commando rocket launcher? Again, all the rocket launchers are kind of just for fun, but this one I really enjoy using. Just because of the detail. I used to have this skin as well. Basically makes it into a boombox. But yeah, I used to have that as well. And then we're going to get on to the main play weapons. So this is primarily the biggest one that I use. So this is, why does this have a specific handguard? I actually didn't notice that until now. But yeah, this is your Bernelli pistol, your Bernelli 9. Now I'm just going to call this a Beretta for the sake of things because it is a Beretta pistol. So this is your Beretta. And this is just pretty much stock except for the grip, silenced, good to go. Like, that's literally all there is. It's just a silenced pistol, holds a good amount of rounds, and it's fun to use. Now we get on to the shit I almost never use, because all of these I kind of use, but this is more of the stuff that I almost never use. And again, why I'm explaining this is just for everybody so they kind of know what stuff they should be buying, what stuff they shouldn't be. So all this is just your little pistol. Nothing impressive. It's your little revolver. Holds 2 little rounds to be effective. Then we get on to the flamethrower. Now, the flamethrower is one of my favorites because it's just insane. So I think this was, I want to say this was based off, oh wait, no it wasn't. I was gonna say it was based off the Elon Musk flamethrower, but clearly not because that came out years later. But yeah, so it's just a very cool weapon overall. You get the point across, and if you're doing a mission where you don't need any stealth, it's the way to go. And then, of course, we have the pistol we never use, the Deagle. I only bought this because there was a really cool skin for it available, and yeah, I'm gonna sell it after I show you guys. So we'll just preview. As you can see, nothing special, just a little red dot, and it's very powerful. How much am I gonna get for this yet? That'll cover the cost of the AK. Now we get into a pistol I do use. So we're actually gonna equip that. So this one I actually 100% use. Actually, I'll clip this one. But this one I do actually use because it's just such a good pistol. This is just your Strike 18C with the extended mag, and this one I just love because it is just aim down the sights and spray to your heart's content. Doesn't matter. Like, it's just an insane pistol to have. It's an insane pistol to use. Just everything about it is amazing. And when you have those extended mags, and you can blast for a fair amount of time. Let's see if I'm forgetting anything. I knew I wasn't forgetting anything. I just wanted to hit that vape real quick. I mean, I guess we could go over why I use Sokol as opposed to any other character. I find Sokol the most like easy on the ears, I guess, for like when you hear things repeated. Like I used Scarface for a long time, but his voice just gets so annoying. Same with Joy. Joy's voice gets really annoying after a while. Sydney is just too loud for all I want to do a chill heist. And Sangris, I don't think I've used him. I've only used the select few. But yeah. So I think that's about going to wrap up the video. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about or anything I missed, please let me know. And until then, I guess I'll see you guys. Peace.